نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي رب زدنا علما آمين يا رب العالمين. So Alhamdulillah, we're starting the review of irregular surf after the Nahu portion, and today our topic basically is Mehmoos. We will do Mujarrad as well as Mazid fi. So this is the easiest of the irregular surf, and it is irregular because of the Hamza in the root letter. The reason for it to be an irregular category is that it has a Hamza, and that Hamza can come in three places. It can come in Mehmoozul Fa, the first letter of the root letters. Number two, Mehmoozul Ain, the second letter. In the root letter. And Mehmoozul Lam. So these three categories are for Mehmoos Mujarrad as well as Mazid fi. Mehmoozul Lam is where the third letter in the root letter is a Hamza. So Ustad has given us basically 3 examples of each and also for Mazid fi. So we will take today our main focus will be on the Mehmoozul Fa, when the first letter in the root letter is a Hamza. So we will see such a word in Mujarrad as well as in Mazid fi, how it works, and if there is something irregular about such root letters and how we do their sarf. So any questions up till now?
No, thank you.
No, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And the only places in all of Mehmoos, which is very easy, I think it's the easiest irregularity. The only place that you will have certain changes made from the normal one are if you have two Hamzas together, or you have Hamza and a Alif together, and an Alif together. So keep this too in mind if while doing surf, if while forming the words, two Hamzas come together, then the Arabs will either remove them or change them somehow. Or if you have a Hamza and a Alif together, then that also has a little bit of change from the normal words that we do in normal regular surf. So these are the only two reasons in Mehmoos that you will find any changes. Otherwise, Mehmoos is very simple. It is like normal surf that we did. Okay, I'll change the slide now. Sorry. Okay, can you see the whiteboard again?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Mehmoozul Fa. Sorry, please excuse my writing. Mehmoozul Fa. So Mehmoozul Fa, we know that root letters in Arabic, for example, are called Fa, Ain, and Lam kalmas. So in Mehmoozul Fa, the Hamza will be here, and the other letters will be here. So the signal for Mehmoozul Fa is that you will find Hamza as the first letter in the root letters. There are many, many examples of such root letters, and the one that Ustad did was Akala. We have Akhada. And while one tip for making your fail vocabulary is that whenever you come across a verb, you do akala ya'kulu, aklan, right? You have to memorize these three words. Remember when we were doing basic surf, one thing that we knew was that the first three words in the surface saghir, which was past tense, active present tense, and masdar. There are no rules as to what they should be, how we know that such certain word has a fatha on the end kalma or kasra on the end kalma or dhamma on the end kalma and which bab it comes. These things we cannot decide. They have been decided. We just need to learn. So whenever you come across fail and during your study just keep two papers with you. Same for an ism. If you find out an ism, if you come across an ism, write what type of ism it is, uh, are the four properties of that ism. And similarly when doing fail a file, make a list, and you have these three words that you need to remember: the active past tense, fail madi, fail mudare, and masdar. And then what you do is akala ya'kulu, it's bab nasara yansuru. So make this list. This list will help you greatly once you are going through words and when you revise, and you will always have a list for your own of your own making that you can look up anytime you are confused in the surf, and just write Mehmoozul fa Mujarrad.
Is it not Bab Fataha? No.
That we will see. For example, how do we go about deciding what bab is it? We look at the an kalma in fele madi, and an kalma in fele mudare. Now what is the harka on the an kalma here in fele madi?
Yeah, sorry. I just saw.
Fataha.
Fataha. That's okay, this is how we learn. And
Okay.
on yakulu, the kaf, which is the an kalma, what is the harka there?
Dhamma.
Dhamma. So only on the basis of akala, which has a sound in it, there is no kasra, there is no dhamma, nothing of the sort, only a sounds. So it can be either bab fataha, it can be either bab nasara, and it can be either bab daraba. Now, Fataha has Fataha Yaftahu. So there are A sounds in both the and kalmas, in Madi and Mudare. So this cannot be that because you have A sound and a U sound. Bab Daraba, Daraba Yadribu. So Daraba has a Fatha, Yadribu has a Kasra. And so that cannot be this cannot be from that bab either. So we are only left with Nasara Yansuru. Nasara is similar to Akala as they both have fatha on the end kalma, and Yakulu and Yansuru are having dhamma on the end kalma. So that's why we say that this is bab Nasara. Okay. So
Yes.
Okay, thank
any
you.
fail you come across, if you want to know the bab, then you need to look at the end kalma haraka in both the madi and the mudare. Inshallah, in this method, 95% of the time you will get it correctly. Okay, so this is the information that you need to have for each verb so that you can then make the surface agir without any mistake, inshallah. So let's move on to this next slide. We have akala. This is Fele Madi. Can somebody do the Fele Madi Gardan for akala?
Yes, I can do. Akala,
Please.
akala, akalu, akalat, akalata, akalana, akalta, akaltuma, akaltum, akalti, akaltuma, akaltunna, akaltu, akalna.
Hmm. Was there anything that was apart from normal?
No.
No, exactly. Why was that? Because you see, all the changes in Fele Madi, where do they come?
At the
At
end
the
of
end.
the, yeah,
And where is the Hamza?
In the
Beginning.
beginning.
in the beginning,
In the
far
beginning.
later.
Exactly. So that is one of the reasons that in Fele Madi, because there is no change done to the first part of the fail, that's why nothing happens to Hamza. Hamza acts like a normal letter, and the rest is as is that we do that in basic Sarf, right? So there is no special changes in Fele Madi of Mehmoozul Fa. Okay,
Mhm.
what
Okay.
is the what is the Mudare?
يأكل.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kulu.
يأكل.
Kulu. Okay, can somebody do Fele Mudare Gardan?
May I try?
Contribution? Yes, please.
Okay. يأكل يأكلان يأكلون تأكل تأكلان يأكلن.
Hmm.
Then it will be تأكل تأكلان تأكلون تأكلين تأكلان تأكلن.
Hmm.
آكل and نأكل.
Yes. Okay. So in 98% of the Fele Mudare, there was no change, right? Because the Ya is there and there all the changes come here at the end, right? The only place where you find a little bit of difficulty is akulu, right?
Yes.
Sorry.
For Nahnu, is it? Hey, for Anta. Anna.
Yes.
Okay.
That is where you have the two hamzas, akulu. But it is not changed. It remains the same. So basically, there is no change in the Fele Mudare as well. You will just have to read it akulu. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Then we move on to the Masdar. Aklan. Does anybody remember how we do the conjugation for a masdar?
It's aklun, aklan, aklani, aklin. Like Muslim chart.
Like the Muslim chart, yes. Aklun,
But
aklan,
at the
aklin.
end, sorry, at the end we will do akla, like feminine form. Is that
Yes. So in masdars, we follow the Muslim chart, but we only do the masculine singular, masculine dual.
And feminine plural, right?
Yes, exactly. Excellent. Feminine plural. So we will do aklan, aklun, aklan, aklin, aklani, aklaini, aklaini, aklatun, aklatin, aklatin. And we'll do the al, aklu, al, akla. With al, it will be the same thing. Any questions in this?
This is same for both Mazid Fihi and Mujarrad
Yes.
for the Mazdar. Okay.
Yes. Masdar and ism zarf only have masculine singular, masculine dual, and feminine plural forms. Okay. Akala yakulu aklan. What comes next? Fahuwa.
Kilun.
Oops. Sorry. This is a new device, so I'm still learning the ropes. Aklan is the masdar. So no changes here as well. And then you have Alhamdulillah, Vanita, welcome. Okay. And then we have Fahuwa. Now, isme file.
Makulan,
We are doing Mujarrad. So, what is the pattern of isme file? Fa'ilun,
Fine.
right?
Makilun, yeah. It's
Akilun.
And then on Fa Kalma, the Hamza comes. Then you have the Alif, then the Kaf, and then the Lam. So, it will be Akilun, right?
Yes.
So, this is how it is written. Hamza and the Alif merge. Akilun. And this is your ism file. So it is on the same pattern of fa'ilun. It's just that Hamza and Alif, then the sound becomes elongated because this is one of the mads. I won't go into detail with the madad, but this is how this sign here came into being with a Hamza followed by an Alif. Sorry? Okay, so this isme file will follow the full Muslim chart. Can somebody do the full Muslim chart?
Meaning it's not like just now Aklan, right? Aklan just follow the three. This one will
Yes.
follow all.
Yes, exactly. So it will be Akilun, Akilan.
Akilan.
Akila.
Akilin.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
It's okay. Whoever starts, keep on with it.
Akilin, akilan, akilin, akilani, akilaini, akilaini, akiluna, akilina, akilina.
Good, excellent. And the feminine version?
Akilatun, akilatan, akilatin, akilatani, akilataini, akilataini, akilatun, akilatin, akilatin.
Okay. Now, akilatun, right? This is the feminine
Yes.
version. You will only stretch the a, but if you stretch the lam, you are adding an alif here. So then it becomes a feminine plural.
Oh,
So it is
yeah.
akilatun,
Mhm.
akil, akilatan, akilatin. Okay?
Yes.
Aklan, fahuwa, akilun. Okay, excellent. And with the al will be the same thing. Also the light version, right? Akilu, akila, akili, akila, akilai, akilai, akilu, akili, akili. So the light version, the tanween and the noon drops. So when you're doing the sarf kabir, that is the whole conjugation of each of the word. Then in the Muslim chart, you will also have to do the light heavy with al, without al, both. Okay.
Okay.
So this was the first line of Sarf Zaghir for a Mehmoozul Fa fail. Now, if I ask you to do akhada, can you do akhada, the first line for akhada?
How do you write it?
أخذ
Ayn.
أخذ يوخذ إخاذا
Ya'khudhu.
يأخذ.
Yes.
أخذ يأخذ.
Aklan, so it will be
Okay, it will be in the same congregation. Okay. أخذ يأخذ أخذا.
Fahuwa.
هو آخذ.
Yes, because akhada is also from the same bab as akala. So their conjugation will be exactly the same. Okay? Remember when I told you whenever you come across a new verb, you have to find out its bab. Akhadha ya'khudhu akhdhan. This is what you need to learn. And then this is from bab nasara as well. It is Mehmoozul Fa Mujarrad. So this is the information that you need to write down for each verb in one place. Make columns. Do this in one column, this bab in the second column, and what type of surf it is, Mehmoozul Fa Mujarrad. So because it comes from the same bab as akala ya'kulu, akhadha ya'khudu, so the conjugation will be the same. Okay, so this is a practice word. Practice doing its fele madi, whole conjugation, fele mudare, and mastar, as well as form the file. And if you want someone to check, you can just put it in the group and anybody will check and tell you if you've done it correctly, inshallah. Any questions till now?
So for this one also, isme file will be akul, akhaz, like
Akhidun.
mad.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Because you see, you have a hamza and then you have an alif. Remember, this is what we need to look out for. When a hamza is followed by an alif, it becomes a sound.
Mad. Okay.
So because Hamza is being followed in fa'ilun, fa'ilun. So fa in the place of fa kalma, we are having Hamza. And the alif of the scale is there. So that's why they become a. And the last two letters are khuz, khizun. So you have a khizun as the ism fa'il.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just remove all of this.
Lete maji. Tende, hebu angalia kama iko kwa barafu.
Okay.
Tende.
The second is our passive line. Okay. So the passive line,
Umepata wapi? Niletee sahani.
now when we have
Ah,
nasara,
ah.
which is active plus past tense, how do we make the passive past tense?
UE sound.
Yes, OE sound. So nasara becomes
Nusira.
nusira. Here you have akala as the active present. What will be the fi'l madi majhul?
Ukila.
Exactly. If you do the conjugation for ukila, can you tell me without doing it, will there be anything abnormal in this?
No.
No. Because the Hamza is in the beginning. There is no Hamza or Alif after it. And all the changes are made to the Lam Kalma at the end. So can somebody do the conjugation for ukila?
Lete sahani mzuri.
Ukila. 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 Ukilu. Ukilat. Ukilata. Ukilna. Ukilta. Ukiltuma. Ukiltum. Ukilti. Ukiltuma. Ukiltunna. Ukiltu. Ukilna.
Excellent. So you see, there's nothing special or abnormal about this. In the past tense, in Mehmoozul Fa, there is no change. Okay?
Okay.
So we have the second line. Ukila. Okay. Now, when we have present tense active, yansuru. I gave that away. Anyways, yansuru. How do we make present tense passive?
Sound.
Yes. Sound. So yansuru will become
Yunsara.
yunsaru,
Sorry.
right? This dhamma, this is a very, very important part of a faile mudare. You see, past tense has a fatha at the end, right? And present tense in default condition has a
Dhamma.
dhamma at the end. So you see Fele Madi, so many Fele Madis we've done. Nasara, Kataba, Ja'ala, Karuma, Hasiba, Sami'a. They're all ending with Fatha at the end. That is one of the signs of a word being past tense. And similarly, if you see all of the Mudare, the Hua versions, you see Yaf'alu, Yansuru, Yaktubu, Yasma'u, Yafruqu, right? It always ends with a Dhamma at the end. So this is a very important part. So there is no change in active or passive present tenses as far as this Dhamma is concerned at the end. All of the changes come on the Mudare letter, right? And the and kalma. The rest will remain the same. So that's why the conjugation for active present tense is the same as for the passive present tense. The only things that change is the harakas on the madari letter and the an kalma. So yansuru will become yunsaru. So akala ya kulu is the active past tense. What will be?
Yu'kalu.
Yes. Yukalu. So here, because there is a Dhamma on the Ya before a Hamza, so the Hamza takes a Waw shape. This is also a Hamza. This isn't Waw, this is a Hamza. But because of the Dhamma before it, it became a Waw here. So Yukalu is not written like this, right? It is written like this. It is the same thing written differently. Okay. Can somebody do the conjugation for mudare, majhul? Anybody?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
try.
Sure, please.
Yokulu, right? Yokalu, Yokulani, Yokulna,
Yukaluna.
Yokuluna, Takulu, Takulani,
No, tu'kalu.
Takulna,
Tu'kalu.
Tukalu, sorry. Yeah. I'll start again. Yukalu, Yukalani, Yokulna, Tokulu,
Yukaluna.
Tokulu, Tokulani, Yokulna, Tokulani.
No,
Is
tu'kalu.
it Tokalu,
I'm in class.
Tokalani, Tokulna, right? Tokilina, Tokalani, again, is it Tokulna?
Hmm. Hello?
Yeah, I'm stuck, I said.
Oh, sorry. Yes. I cannot hear you. Please
No,
unmute.
I'm lost actually. I'm lost with the congregations.
No worries. No
Ankulu.
worries.
So
I'll write it down so we can see the differences.
And,
That's how we will learn, inshallah. No worries.
and
Okay. Yes. Is somebody else saying something?
No, she's lost at Ankulu, I think.
Where she left, she
Yeah.
paused. So, Anti tu Kalina.
Kalani to kalna
Kalani.
to
Hmm.
kalna then ukalu no kalu.
Yes. So it's just a bit of a tongue twister because of the dhamma and the fatha. The only thing in this word, mudare, that you need to be very careful of is that you have a dhamma on the mudare letter. So this is mudare majhul, right? And the fatha on the end kalma. So whenever you're doing passive present tense, fele mudare majhul, these are the two things that you always keep in your mind. So yansuru becomes yunsaru, right? Yaqtulu becomes yuqtalu. So you see, a sound will always be, has to be there. Otherwise, it does not remain a passive present tense. So yuqalu, yuqalani. Now all the changes are happening on the lam kalima. So yuqa is a sound that you need to repeat every time. Only the ending is changing. That's what we need to fix in our mind. So if yu'kalu is the fe'le mudare majhul, yu'ka will be the same in all of the mudares. Yu'kalu, yu'kalani, yu'kaluna, tu'kalu, tu'kalani, yu'kalna, tu'kalu, tu'kalani, tu'kaluna, tu'kalina, tu'kalani, tu'kalna, u'kalu, nu'kalu, right? Because in the end you have ta, ya, ta, hamza, noon. These are the mudare letters changing and the endings also changing. So it becomes challenging. But this, how can you go through this? How can you practice for this? Write it down. The more you will write it down, the more it will get into your tongue. So what I usually tell people, when you are practicing surf, you write it down, you see it, you speak it, and then you retain it. So you have to use all your senses, then you will be able to lock down the word, the part of the word that is not going to change, and the part of the word that is constantly changing. Was that clear, or did I make you more confused?
No, it's very clear.
No, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So it's just a matter of practice, and especially when we are doing words that then sound differently from the fe'le mudare majhul that we're used to, then that just throws us for a loop sometimes. So it's just write it down, read it, and then retain it. So inshallah, in this way you'll be able to easily maintain your memory for that. So it is ukila, and then you have yukalu.
Kalu
The masdar is the same. So aklan, fahuwa. Now
mukalun
we are doing,
mukalun
we are doing mujarrad. So the isme maf'ul pattern is
maf'ulun
excellent. Maf'ulun. So we have a meme with a fatha. The fa kalma is hamza with a jazm. And kalma is kaf with a dhamma. Then you have the waw of the scale. And then you have the lam kalma. So maf'ulun will become
ma'kulun
ma'kulun. So you see, if you follow the pattern in this way, it will be easier to make it into a word. Ma'kulun. Instead of trying to guess it or just listen to it and try to rhyme it with an exact replication, that usually makes it more difficult to retain. So if you write it down, like you write the scale maf'ulun and then you follow the pattern, and the root letters are akala. So you, in the places of fa, ain and lam, you place hamza, kaf and lam, and you get the word. So first do it by writing, and inshallah soon enough you'll be doing it just by looking at it, inshallah. So this will follow the full Muslim chart. Okay. مأكول مأكولا مأكول مأكولان مأكولين مأكولين مأكول مأكولون مأكولين مأكولين مأكولة 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 مأكولتان مأكولتين مأكولتين مأكولات مأكولات مأكولات. Okay, and same with the al and also the light. Any questions in this?
No.
Okay, so now I want you to do this is ma'kulun. Can you do it from akhadha? This line from akhadha? Anybody wants to try?
أخذ يؤخذ أخذا فهو مأخوذ مأخوذ.
Excellent. Because the verbs are the same, so will the conjugation be the same exactly. So you can practice with akhadha. Okay, Claire, any questions in this?
No, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Then we have wal amru minhu. Now we remember, do you remember how we made yansuru? How we made amar?
Unsur.
Yes,
Unsur.
tansuru. We take the
Anta
anta
form.
version
Yes, anta form.
and then
Drop the mudare
no, first what
symbol.
do we do?
Make it lightest.
Yes, tansur. Then
Drop ta, the mudare symbol.
can we read this?
No.
No, we
We
cannot
have
read
to
it.
put an alif.
So the helper alif comes. And how do we decide the haraka on the
With
helper
the
alif?
Harka on the ain letter. Ain letter. Ain
Yes.
kalma.
And kalma harka decides. So here you have a dhamma. So here you will also have a dhamma. So from yansuru, you have unsur as the fail amar, right?
Yes.
So you have ya'kulu. What do we need to do?
Yeah.
First step,
First lightest. Ta'akul.
ya'kulu. We'll take the anta version. Then we will make it.
Lightest.
Yes. And then
Remove ta.
can we read this?
Yes. Cool.
No, this.
No.
So what should we do? Bring another hamza, the helper alif.
Cool.
And because there is a dhamma on the ayn kalma, so it would have been ukul. But what happened? The Arabs wanted something
Yeah.
very easy to pronounce. Oh, kul was a bit of stretch. So what they did was they cancelled both the hamzas and you were left with
Cool.
kul. So the only special thing that happens is in Mehmoozul fa Mujarrad is that the fail amar is different from the normal fail amar that we do. It is made the same way because the method of making amar from second person present tense anta version is the same for every fail in Arabic. Okay? So
So this will
kul,
carry on for every alphabet which has an hamza on the far letter.
yes.
Okay.
Because you see two hamzas are coming together now.
Right. Right.
What will be the fail amar for akhada?
Khuz.
Yes, because it is from Bab Nasara Yansuru. It has a dhamma on the end kalma in present tense. So we will have the fail amar as khuz. Excellent. And can anybody do the conjugation for kul? Amar?
Kul.
Yeah.
Kula. Kulu. Kulina.
No, kuli.
Kuli. Sorry. Kuli. Then again kula. Then kulna.
Excellent. Yes. The noon of Niswa never gets dropped no matter what. Okay?
Is it kulna or kultunna?
Kulna.
Kulna.
Kul, kula, kulu. Kuli, kula. Let me check.
Because it's
Yes.
antunna version. So kultunna.
Kultunna.
Sukuna au ianat.
Let me check on the app.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry. Akala. And we have
First notes is kuna.
Kulna. It will be Kulna.
Kulna. Okay.
Yes. Because Kultunna is Fele Madi. Ta'kulna is Fele
Oh, okay.
Mudare.
Okay. So, kulna. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
You see, this is how even I got confused. So
Yeah.
now I got
Yeah.
an answer for that. So we
Mhm.
went to the Fele Madi instead of the
The
Fele
kulna.
Mudare.
Yeah. Yeah. The
So it
kulna.
will be Kulna.
Kulna. Yes. The kulna. From the kulna, it's kulna.
Exactly. Alhamdulillah.
Mm.
Okay. Jazakallahu khair for that question. It cleared up something for me as well. Okay. So this is clear, Fele Amar. How we make Fele Amar with the Hamza in the beginning?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Can somebody do the conjugation for khuz?
Khuz. Khuza. Khuzu.
Hmm.
Khuzi. Khuza. Khuzna.
Excellent. Exactly. So this is how we will make Fele Amar. And remember, because we are doing Bab Nasara for both, so they sound the same. But if the harka on the end kalma is different, the Amar will be a little different as well. How I mean? Let's see. Sure, Kavita, no worries. You don't need any permission. This is a review session. Sure. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Now, if, for example, you have a word, Amina, Ya'manu, Amnan. Can somebody tell me what Bab is this from?
Samia.
Excellent. Samia. Right? Now, here the mudare is Ya'manu. How will we make Amar from it?
Ta'man. Then
Ta'manu, yes, we'll make Ta'manu. Then we will make it
Ta'man.
lightest. Excellent. Then what we will do?
Man, but we can't read it
Hmm.
without harka on hamza.
So we bring a helper alif.
A'man. A'man.
What will be the harka on the hamza?
I'man.
Yes.
I'man.
Because on an kalma, if you have a fatha
Then it's
or kasra, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
So you have a kasra on the helper alif.
Yes.
Now, because we have two hamzas together, what did the Arabs do?
Dropped altogether.
Man.
Drop it.
Both of them, man.
So you have man here. Now in akala, ya'kulu, the failure amar was kul, right?
Yes.
Because the an kalma had a dhamma. Here, the an kalma has a fatha. So we have man. So that is what we need to see. The difference in the bab will just have a difference on the first letter of the amar. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Then you have another word just for practice. You can do afaka, yafiku, ifkan. What bab is this from?
Daraba.
Daraba.
Excellent. Bab daraba. What will be the failure amar?
Fuck.
Fik.
Pick.
Because here you see,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
kalma has a
Again, sorry.
kasra.
Again, kasra. Yeah.
Yes.
Either dhamma or kasra.
Yes. So that's just what we need to keep in mind. This haraka. Okay?
Pick.
Okay.
Piku.
Any questions?
Meaning for this afaka?
Let me see. I think it's to
It's lie.
blame
To lie
something
or to
lie,
slander, right?
slander.
Oh,
To slander.
to slander. Okay.
Yes. Let me just check in the dictionary and I'll let you know. Afaka yafiku, to lie or tell a lie or falsehood.
Okay, fig is something, isn't it kind of rule or something?
Sorry? What rule?
That is fiqh, fa, qaf, and ha, not fiqh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what she's trying to say.
Fiqh. Fiqh is faqaha.
فقه.
Fakaha. Okay.
May I know which dictionary you use?
Handswear. It's the easiest to use. There are many others with more detail, but I find that I get lost in those dictionaries. This is the one I use 80% of the time. If I don't find a word in it, then I go to the other dictionaries.
Do you
there's an
download
app.
this? I can download Handswear.
Yes,
Okay,
you can
okay.
download it, you can buy it. There is a free app for it.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. So this is the name, Hanswehr, Hanswehr. Okay, so Fele Amar is done. Any questions in this?
No, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. وَالنَّهْيُ عَنْهُ. So how do we make Fele Nahi? Yansuru. We take Fele Mudare, Anta version.
version. Tansuru.
Then what do we do?
Make it light. Lightest. Lightest.
Tansur.
Tansur.
La.
La.
Just add la to it. That's it. La tansur.
Tansur. Tansur.
So ya'kulu.
La ta'kul.
Yes. Ya'kulu.
Ta'kul.
Ta'kul. La.
La ta'kul.
La ta'kul. Can somebody do the conjugation for nahi? La ta'kul.
La
La
ta'kul.
La taqula,
Hmm.
la
Go on.
taqulu,
Hmm.
la taquli, la
Hmm.
taqula, la
Hmm.
taqulna.
Excellent. Excellent. It is same as Amar. The endings are Majzoom, right? Lightest. Okay. والظرف منه. What were the three scales for Zarf?
Maf'alun, maf'ilun, maf'alatun.
Yes. Was it? Does the meme have a kasra or the fatha?
Maf.
Maf'alun, right?
Yes, maf. Fatah.
Maf'alun, maf'ilun.
That is ism ala when kasra comes.
Yes. Oh, I missed that line. Yes, you're correct. So it is maf'alun, maf'ilun, maf'alatun. Has Ustaz done isme ala for all of the surf, irregular surf?
No, like
No, he didn't actually. But
He
once
mentioned
in a
it
I
while,
once,
think
I
he did.
yeah, he
remember.
mentions
He did
ism.
once, yeah.
Okay, okay.
What is that actually? Yeah?
It's the tool with which that
the
action
tool.
is done.
Okay, okay.
For example, when you have fataha means to open. So what is the tool that is used to open things?
Miftahun.
Exactly. Key.
Key.
Miftahun, miftahatun, miftahun.
Miftahun.
Right? So miftahun is the one that is used the most. So Isme Ala is the instrument. I will try to get a list of all the instruments. I think I saw it somewhere, inshallah, and I'll share it with you. So just as a extra resource, you can have it with you. Okay, so this is zarf, maf'alun, maf'ilun, maf'alatun. So remember how we do the scales? We just copy meme. In the fa kalma, we'll have the hamza. In the an kalma, we'll have the kaf with the fatha, and the lam kalma will be the lam here. Ma'kalun. So we just write it together. Ma'kalun. Right?
Mm.
Then the same with,
Ma'kilun.
yes, we write it like this for practice until we can do it without it. Ma'kilun. Then the same with
Galatun. Ma'kalatun.
ma'kalatun. So you have okay. Ma'kalun, ma'kilun, and ma'kalatun. Can somebody do the conjugation for ma'kalun? Remember, this is ism zarf. Ma'kalun.
Makalan, makalin,
Hmm.
makalani, makaluna,
Kalaini.
makalani, makalaini, makalatun, makalatin, makalatin.
Excellent. Excellent. So just like masdar, what we do is we just take the masculine singular, masculine dual, and then feminine plural. That's all you need for the conjugation of ism zarf. Excellent. Jazakallah.
Can you rewind? Can you repeat? Sorry, masculine.
Masculine singular,
Okay.
masculine dual,
Oh,
and feminine plural.
okay. Thank you.
That's all that you need for conjugating masdar and ism zarf. The same will happen with maf'ilun, maf'alan, maf'ilin, maf'ilani, maf'ilaini, maf'ilaini, maf'ilatun, maf'ilatin, maf'ilatin. And then maf'alatun, maf'alatan, maf'alatin, maf'alatani, maf'alataini, maf'alataini, maf'alatun, maf'alatin, maf'alatin. So Alhamdulillah, we've done an hour. So I think we'll end it here. Our Mehmoozul Mujarrad is done. I will give you a list of words to do the Sarf Kabir. Remember, first write the Sarf Saghir, the Bab, what type of Sarf it is, and then do the Sarf Kabir. Open up each word and write it down. That is the only way that you will have any practice and you'll get good at doing Sarf Saghir and Kabir automatically without thought, inshallah. So I'll just give you the words. Akala we did. So akhadha, ya'khudhu, akhzan. This is bab nasara. Sorry. Okay. It will be akhadha, ya'khudhu, أخذا. And then this is Bab Nasara. And this is Mehmoozul Fa. Then you have Afaka,
يأفك
Yafiku, Ifkan. I'm writing it like we write it in Urdu. Ifkan. This is Bab Samia.
ضرب
Oh, sorry. Darama. This is Mehmoozul Fa. Then you have Amina, Ya'manu, Amnan. And this is Bab Samia. This is also Mehmoozul Fa. So if you make your list of verbs like this, inshallah, it will make things a lot easier for you. There are some other words as well. Adina,
يأذن
Ranu,
إذنا.
yes, Iznan. This is Bab Samia as well. Mehmoozul Fa. There are many words more, but I think these will be good for practice. And you can do the Sarf Kabir as well and write it down and check it with what we've done already. You can write down the list and make lists just like this. So whenever you come across a verb, a fail, just add it to your list. So your own personal dictionary will be there for you, and you can add another column for the meaning as well. And this will come in handy when you go through the Quran as well. Just remember that the an kalma haraka is integral. It's the most important haraka in fail mudare, in fail madi, in fail in general. Any questions?
No.
No الحمد لله
جزاك
Thank you
الله
so
sister.
much.
جزاك الله خير.
Alhamdulillah. So just do the practice, inshallah. And hopefully next week we will start with the Mazid Fi. We'll do some of the Mazid Fi families that come when the Hamza is the first root letter, inshallah. Inshallah. Okay. So let's just end with our dua. أنا ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم
وعليكم
السلام
السلام
ورحمة
ورحمة الله
الله
وبركاته.
وبركاته.
جزاكم الله خيرا.
جزاك
جزاكم
الله
الله
خير.
خير.
وإياك.